A very good evening to all our parents and students who have taken time out today to attend our exclusive webinar with our Ms. Z. Zureda Zamal, who is from the International Department handling at the RUMC, which is nothing but RCSI plus UCD campus in Malaysia, which was earlier known as Penang University. So I warmly welcome all the parents, students, and Ms. Z today for taking time out today and attending our webinar with Gyanberry. And I'm sure today you guys are going to get all the information which is required about the university. And the entire journey of the webinar is going to be for 1 hour, out of which we've split first half, which is for 30 minutes. It's going to be completely given presentation by Ms. Z, helping us know about the university. And the second half, which is another 30 minutes, is going to be Q&A purely for all parents and students. So I won't take much of your time, and we take this forward with Ms. Z for the university presentation. Over to you, Ms. Z.
Thank you, Ms. Pranali. Let me share my screen so that you can see the slide. Okay. Can you see the slides, Ms. Pranali?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, a very warm welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for attending the webinar session for today. So I'm very happy to share some of the information about our medical school. So our medical school is known as RCSI and UCD Malaysia campus. So I'll start off with the introduction of our medical school background. So RCSI and UCD Malaysia campus, or in short RUMC, was established in the year 1996. So we were formerly known as Penang Medical College, or in short PMC. So we received the university status in 2018. So the name is now known as RCSI and UCD Malaysia campus. So we are actually fully owned by two Irish universities, okay, known as RCSI and UCD. Or the full name is Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland and University College Dublin. So that is why the students actually go to Ireland for the first half of the course and do the preclinical years there before come back to Malaysia for the final clinical years. So I'll explain more on the structure later on. So another thing is RUMC is actually the only Irish foreign university branch campus in Malaysia, and in fact in the whole region itself. And we are the only Irish medical school in Penang state as well. And over the years, we have produced over 2,100 medical graduates who are practicing medicine in many countries, for example, Ireland, UK, the US, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and of course in Malaysia. Okay, so our medical school is a single focus on healthcare. This means that we offer courses related to medicine and health sciences only. So similar to RCSI campus in Dublin, that is how the campus is. Okay, so of course the program that we offer in our Malaysia campus is fully accredited by Irish Medical Council and Malaysian Medical Council. And we have graduates practicing in many countries, as I mentioned, including Ireland, UK, North America, and numerous other countries around the world. Okay, so this is the pathway to our internationally recognized medical degree, which is the undergraduate medicine program. So we have our own foundation in science for students coming in from IGCSE level or any year 11 qualification, for example, O level. So if you do have that with you right now as the qualification, you can consider doing our own foundation in science for 1 year before you progress into the 5-year medical degree program, where you do the first 2.5 years in Ireland, followed by the final 2.5 years in Malaysia. Okay, but we also have students coming in from A-level qualification. We have some from IB diploma as well. We have some from American high school diploma, and Irish Living Certificate. So the qualifications are many actually. So these are some of those that I would say quite standard applications that we received. So for example, if you're from A level, we require you to have, can you see, it's ABB. Okay, so for A-level students, you are required to achieve ABB in biology, chemistry. So these two are the compulsory subjects that you have to take in your A-level. And the third subjects could be between mathematics or physics, all right? So ABB in any of these three subjects is good enough for you to enter into the medical school in Malaysia and RUMC, okay? So if you're from IB diploma qualification, the overall score would be to achieve 36 points overall. And the HL level would have to include the biology and chemistry. And the grade that we are looking at is 5. Okay. And the SL level could be between mathematics or physics. Okay. So what if you don't have ABB or 36 points in IB diploma, for example? So there is another pathway that you can consider, which is the pre-medical foundation year. Okay, so this is for students that couldn't meet the direct 5-year entry requirement, so they can consider doing another pre-medical foundation year in our Penang campus. And they just have to pass all the modules in the pre-medical foundation year before they can go into the 5-year medical degree program. Okay, so next I'll be sharing about our medical degree structure, which is the undergraduate medicine program. So the title is actually Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Obstetrics. So in short, in Latin, it's actually known as MBBCH-BAO. Okay, so it is a 5-year program. First 2.5 years of the course will be done in Ireland at one of our parent campus between RCSI and UCD. Sorry, yeah, so between RCSI or UCD. So we accept 120 students every year for the medicine program. So 60 of them will go to Ireland in RCSI and complete the preclinical years there. And another 60 students will go to UCD for the first 2.5 years of the preclinical years. So they go separately to 2 different universities in Dublin, study the preclinical years for 2.5 duration, 2.5 years duration, and then come back together as one cohort and go through the final 2.5 years of the clinical years in Penang, Malaysia. And of course, they'll be visiting hospitals in Penang as well. So there are several public hospitals that they go to in Penang. So that include the government hospitals, for example, Penang General Hospital, Seberang Jaya Hospital, Bukit Mertajam Hospital, and Taiping Hospitals. Okay, so these are the teaching hospitals that our students go to for the final 2.5 years of their clinical training here in Malaysia. Okay, so what happens after 5 years? So upon graduation, you'll be getting an Irish degree awarded by the National University of Ireland. So this is the NUI degree certificate, which is internationally recognized for them to move around to different countries and practice medicine there. And of course, they have to do the internship first before they can fully register as doctors. Okay. So it depends on the background of the student. For example, if they are not Malaysian, they are not able to do the internship in Malaysia. Okay, but you can, however, consider doing your internship somewhere else. For example, we do have students apply to the UK every year for the internship. We have some went to Ireland as well for the internship program, and some went to the US. So these are the popular choices of countries that our students go to after they graduate from medical school. So one of the common questions that parents usually ask me is, how would we assist the students in terms of the process? Would there be anybody in the campus to assist the students with the housemanship application to overseas, especially to these 3 countries? So yeah, we actually do provide that in both Ireland and also Penang campus. So there are resources and academics available for students to seek for guidance, especially if they are interested in going abroad after they complete the 5 years programs at RUMC. Okay, of course, there are more countries that you can explore that accept international medical graduates for housemanship. You can do a little bit more research on that if you're interested. So you can actually find out more information on the country's medical council website. But at the moment, the popular ones would be, as I mentioned, Ireland, UK, or the US. Okay, so maybe I can share with you some of the information about our main campuses in Dublin. So I'll start off with the first one, which is Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, or in short, RCSI. So RCSI was founded in 1784. It is actually known as Ireland's largest medical school, and it's a private medical school, actually, the largest private medical school in Ireland. Okay, it is ranked within top 2% by Times Higher Education World University ranking. So on campus, the campus have about 3,500 students from over 60 nationalities. So if you were to go to RCSI for the first 2.5 years of your pre-clinical years, you will see more international students there compared to Irish students. So that is how the environment is. Okay, so it is also very well known in terms of the campus facilities, because RCSI is actually home to Europe's largest medical clinical simulation center, and the campus is similar to our Penang campus here in Malaysia. It is a healthcare focused and research intensive university. So of course you are able to do research as well when you are there. There are a lot of opportunities if you want to explore more into that. And on-campus accommodation is also available for the first-year international students going to RCSI. However, I would like to make a gentle reminder, because RCSI is a smaller campus, so the accommodation option may be limited. So it would be best to apply early and secure the accommodation early, to avoid from not getting a place on the accommodation on campus. But don't worry, if it is already full, there are plenty of accommodation available off campus as well. So from my experience, I do encounter students that couldn't find the on-campus accommodation. So what they did was they looked around the campus area and they managed to find several options, which is not that far, about 5 minutes walking distance from the campus. And because the location is exactly in the heart of the city center, so it is really convenient for students to move around and go to different places through walking distance. So it is also very convenient because it's exactly in the heart of Dublin city center. Okay, so these are some of the campus facilities in RCSI. So they have two buildings actually. So the first one is the old building, and the second one is at the bottom here is the new building. So the top right side of the picture is actually the clinical simulation center I mentioned earlier. So they have a lot of other facilities and of course clubs and societies for international students to join. So it is quite exciting, I would say. And you can explore more if later on after this I'll share a video about the program, and if you wish to know more about the campus tour, I'm able to send the virtual tour to Miss Pranali, and she can share it with you guys as well. Okay, so next I'll be sharing about University College Dublin, or in short UCD. So UCD was founded in 1854. It is the largest university in Ireland. So it is actually a public university and the largest public university in Ireland. Okay, so it has a modern large campus. So the campus size is really, really big compared to RCSI. It's smaller. So in UCD itself, they have more than 70 degree programs. So when you go to UCD, you won't see, of course, you'll see international students, but you won't see as much as in RCSI because they have more Irish students there on campus. So you see students from engineering background, for example, you see students from architecture background, law and medicine, of course. And the ranking is ranked slightly higher than RCSI. It's ranked in the top 1% by Times Higher Education World University ranking. Student population is really huge, actually, about 30,000 students from over 120 countries worldwide. And it is also known as one of Europe's leading research intensive universities. So again, if you go to UCD, you are also able to explore more into the research as well. So if you're really into that, you can explore both opportunities in RCSI as well as in UCD. So in terms of accommodation in UCD, it's not as difficult to get compared to RCSI because it's a really big campus. So they have plenty of accommodation options available for first year international student. Again, I encourage you to apply very early to avoid from not getting a place of your choice in UCD, because the cheapest room options usually gets filled up very quickly compared to the slightly expensive ones. So try to apply early and secure the seat early, and then we can move forward with the accommodation booking. Okay. All right, so these are some of the pictures of UCD campus. So they have a huge library, and in fact, the library for medicine and health sciences is actually separate from the usual library. So there are two separate areas for students to study in the library. So our medicine and health sciences students don't really share the library with the other students. So I think that is very convenient. And the top right corner is the campus on its own. So as you can see, it's really huge. So they have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. They have student mart. They have groceries, but where you have like a supermarket where you can do grocery shopping. So again, clubs and societies are many in UCD. So in terms of the student life, it is really exciting. And you can meet up with many different people from different countries. If you wish to build your network, you can consider joining UCD. Okay. Next, I'll be sharing about why you should consider studying medicine at RUMC. Of course, there are a lot of international, medical schools out there for students to consider, but why is RUMC one of the option that you should consider? Okay, so of course, if you were to do a medicine program in RCSI or UCD, the full 5-year program in our main campus in Dublin, that is fine, that is possible. You can go to the website and apply directly from there. But what makes us different compared to the full 5-year program in RCSI or UCD is in terms of the fees. Okay, so if you were to do it there in Ireland for full 5 years, you are paying about 65,000 euro per year, and that is to be paid annually. So if you were to count all the fees together for 5 years, it will be really, really expensive. So with our program, it's going to be first 2.5 years, as I mentioned, in either RCSI or UCD, but our students pay way lower fees compared to the 5-year students in RCSI or UCD. For example, your fees per year in through our program is 38,000 euro. Okay, so you're saving, I think, about 40% each year for the first 2.5 years, and you'll be studying the same thing as the 5-year students. You'll be sitting in the same class as the 5-year students, learning the same syllabus, the same lab sessions, everything is the same. But of course, the fees through our program is way lower. And when you come back to Malaysia, in terms of the living cost, it's not expensive as Dublin City. Because in Dublin, I would say about 1,500 euro is required for the living cost. So it is quite expensive if you were to do it for 5 years there. So with our program, you have an alternative to get an Irish medical degree, which is internationally recognized at a more cost-effective option. Okay, so in terms of the tuition fees for 5 years through RUMC pathway, you're paying about 743,000 ringgit Malaysia for 5 years. This is way lower than the 5-year program in RCSI and UCD. And when you graduate, you'll be getting the same awarding degree, which by the National University of Ireland. So you can also go to the website after the session and look through the degree given by RCSI or UCD and RUMC. So you can see that the awarding body is completely the same, which is by the National University of Ireland. The only difference is with our program, you'll come back to Malaysia for the final clinical training. Again, there is a reason why we arrange the structure this way, because when the students do the full 5-year program in Ireland, when they go into the clinical years, they will have to go to the hospitals for the clinical training. So when they are going through the clinical training there in Dublin itself, there are not many opportunities for students to get a full access to the hospital teaching facilities because there are other medical schools in the same area using the same teaching hospitals for students to learn in the final clinical stage. So in Penang, we are the only medical school here in the state itself. So our students get the full exclusive access to all our teaching facilities in Penang state. So it means that they have more opportunities to interact with the patients. They get to do more hands-on learning style when they are back here in Penang. So that will contribute a lot in terms of the progression into the housemanship later on. So the more they examine the patients, the better they become when it comes to the training process. So that is also why our medical graduates are known as high-performing doctors, and they do really well in their careers. And they are all around the world actually practicing medicine. All right. Okay, so can you see? Yeah. Okay, so I'll be sharing more about the fees. So as I explained earlier, so the fees in Ireland is per year is about 38,000. So at the moment it is fixed each year. There is no increment so far in the past years. So this is the amount that my students have been paying for, as far as I could remember. So it should be the same next year. So 38,000 euro per year. So because you'll be going there for the first 2.5 years, you have to times 2.5. Okay, so 38,000 euro times 2.5. So that will give you a total of the first half of the course in Ireland. And when you come back to Malaysia for the final clinical years, that is the fees in Ringgit Malaysia. So it'll be in Ringgit currency because you are in Malaysia later on. Okay, so it's 115,000 Ringgit Malaysia per year. Again, so you have to times 2.5 because the remaining 2.5 years is in Malaysia. So when you add all together, total 5 years is about 743,000 Ringgit Malaysia for international students. And this is just the tuition fees. The living cost is not inclusive. Okay, so for first year, tuition fees is payable in full amount. It means that they have to pay the full 38,000 euro before they fly to Ireland in September for the first year of studies. So second year tuition fees is payable on a semester basis. So it means that you can split 38,000 euro into 2 semesters payment. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And we have scholarships as well. We have 20% scholarships for students to apply. So at the moment, we are giving out to students, students are, let's say they are from A-level or IB diploma qualifications, you are able to apply for the 20% scholarship. So there is a deadline for this. Do take note, it is closing by 31st of January next year. So what this means is that you have to submit the online application and get an offer before 31st of January 2023 if you wish to apply for the 20% scholarship. Okay, there is another scholarship, which is the full scholarship. So this is actually very attractive for students, actually. A lot of students apply. We have about 40 applicants each year that apply for the full scholarships. But only 2 of them will be getting the full scholarship. But this year there was an exception because the applicants were very, very good. So we gave out to 4 students this year for the first time. So yeah, just try your best and apply for the full scholarships. You'll never know. Okay, so there are 3 criteria for the full scholarship application. So that include your academic results. You have to really do well in the academic results if you wish to apply for the full scholarships. Okay, so the second criteria that we are looking at would be the essay writing. Okay, so there are 2 topics required, which is available on the website. You can go to our website, download the full scholarship application form. In the full scholarship application form, there are 2 topics available for you to answer. So do take note on the maximum number of words that you are able to write, because I think there is a word limit for the 2 essays topic. So do not exceed that word limit. Otherwise, your application will be rejected straight away. Okay, So that is the second criteria. And the third criteria is the interview. If you are shortlisted based on the first and second criteria, you will be called in for an interview. So if you do well in the interview phase, you will most likely get the full scholarship. So we do have international students got the full scholarships each year. Like this year we had one, and the previous years we had two. So it really doesn't have a specific quota for international or Malaysian. Everybody have equal chance actually to get full scholarship. So as long as your result is good and you meet all the criteria, chances are there. Okay, so this is the link for you to find out more on the full scholarship details. You can take down the link and do a little bit of reading after the session. And of course, we are currently accepting applications for next year, September 2023 intake. You can apply with your mock or trial results or AS results, for example, for the online application. So we will issue a conditional offer at the time when you submit the application online. So within 3 to 5 working days, the admissions will get back to you on the application status. Okay. So we accept 120 students into the medicine program each year. So as I mentioned, we only have one intake, and that is in September. Okay, so we only accept 120 students. So that include Malaysian, international students as well. So as long as we still have places and we do not exceed the 120 students quota, we are still able to accept students into the program. But once we are full, the 120 seats is already filled up, then there is no chance for students to get in anymore into the program. So try to apply early, okay, to avoid from missing out the intake for next year, September.
Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Appreciate that. And thank you all our parents and students who've taken time out, especially during their busy schedule and coming back from work. So thank you so much. I'm hoping that you all have got all the answers. If you need any more assistance, please connect with Gyanberry, and the team is here to support and guide you. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening and take care of yourself. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.